to Daily Wisdom. This is James Zheng. I'm here and we're going to study together and dive into some personal growth principles, 10, 15 minutes, make it applicable for your lives. So if that's something that interests you, like this, share this, subscribe. And we also have a live Zoom room. What's up, Zoomers? Great to see you. I love that we have students that are students of life, students of wisdom. And I think out of everything, there's a saying that in all you're getting, be sure to get wisdom, because if you have wisdom, then your life is just going to be a lot better. So I'm excited today because we're going to start a brand new series. All good, Tammy. You're good. We've gone through this last week together. We've gone through the whole CD of Jim Rohn. One of his most phenomenal CDs called Building Your Network Marketing Business. It's a 1 hour audio. If you haven't listened to that, you can go to YouTube. So easy these days. Everything is out there now. But that's transformative. There's so many good concepts and philosophies and everything. And we spent a couple weeks on that. You can dive in deep. I hope what you're getting from these is knowing how to study. I hope what you're getting from these is knowing how to really look into something. I'm hoping you're getting from these how to actually master and to implement something. And we're studying together on these different things. But I call the Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business CD. It's a good one, but it's kind of like the prequel. It's kind of like the trailer. It's kind of like the warm up. It's kind of like elementary school. But if we want to get to real school, if we want to get to the big school, if we want to get to the big league, so to speak, of life, then Jim Rohn's most phenomenal work now there's no CDs, right? A 6 CD series called A Challenge to Succeed. Challenge to Succeed. Now I'll tell you, I got this as we break into this today. When I was 19 and I first entered entrepreneurship, and I had no skills, I had no confidence, like I was just trying to figure things out. But I got started in entrepreneurship, and my mentors would say things like, for things to change and you got to change. I'm like, oh, they're so good. I'm like, where'd you get that from? They're like, oh, it's this guy, Jim Rohn. I'm like, who's Jim Rohn? And they kept on talking about this one audio CD set. And they said, if you're real serious about changing your life, you want to make a 6-figure plus income, man, I want to make some money. So I'm like, all right, how do you do that? So get this one CD set called Challenge to Succeed. And I looked at it, and back in the day, you had to buy these, right? It was $50 for 6 CDs. And I'll tell you this, straight up, right off the bat, my mind was like, I'm not going to buy that. That's expensive. $50. I was 19. That's like a tank of gas. That's like food for a week. $50 invest into audios? Like, what? Who does that? Like, it was such a challenge to myself. And my mentor said to me something that Jim Rohn says. He said, there's nothing better than investing into your personal education. You're always going to get a return on that. I bit the bullet. I'm like, I'll buy this thing. I'll try it out. And oh my gosh, am I so grateful that I made the decision? Because if $50 can turn into even $500, will that be worth it to you? $50 has turned into way more than that, because this specific audio set goes through how to live a good life. And I'm so thankful. And in fact, this audio set, Challenge to Succeed, is the audio set that has influenced pretty much every single personal growth mentor to this day, every guru to this day. And I want to open this up together. In fact, now I looked, it's on YouTube too. What? No more $50. Exactly, Tammy. You don't need to do that anymore. It's like, but it's so powerful. I'm excited to dive into this together as we open this part up in Daily Wisdom. So I'd encourage you as well, if you want to follow along, look it up on YouTube, Challenge to Succeed, Jim Rohn, ROHN, and listen to it on repeat. Listen to it over and over and over and over again. It's still on my phone to this day. And I'm excited to go through this. But let's start it with this. Okay. I want to start with the question is this: are you majoring in major things, or are you majoring in minor things? Are you majoring in major things, or are you majoring in minor things? This is a concept that Jim Rohn taught. And majoring in majors, majoring in minors. This question is so key for you in your life, because most of the time we live our lives, if we're to be honest with ourselves, majoring in minor things. What's a minor thing? Minor things are things that don't help us move the needle in life. For sake of example, a minor thing, or especially things that are out of our control, a minor thing, elections just that happened, right? Now, I believe that we should vote. I believe that we should be a good citizen. I believe, leadership, it's important to pick. But ultimately, minor thing. I haven't seen any change in government that's made a dramatic change in your life, have you? In the outcome of your life. Yes, laws matter, and yes, who's in office matters, and yes, of course. But ultimately, for your life change, for your family, for your finances, for your future, the things that matter the most are usually not politically driven. Minor things. For example, how many of us are challenged? Maybe we had an argument with a family member, and that's been hanging on us. Minor thing. Major thing is forgiving and moving forward. Because hanging on to any grudge, hanging on to any type of ill feeling towards anybody is not doing anything. There's major things and there's minor things. And one thing that Jim Rohn taught was be sure to major in the majors. Because if you know what the major things are in life and you focus on just those major things, then you have these kind of like guardrails. You will have a much better odds of succeeding. Succeeding is being able to progress. Succeeding is being able to accomplish. Succeeding is being able to win, right? In the things and the areas in your life that you want. So here's a concept that Jim Rohn said as we intro this. He said, in all areas in your life, there's only a half a dozen things that make 80% of the difference. There's only a half a dozen things that make 80% of the difference in your life, in your finances, in your health, in your business, in your family. And why is this important as we get into this? Because there's many times, I don't know if you feel this way, that I feel very far. I feel like I have so much to go. I feel like I'm so behind. I feel like to get to where I am right now, to where I want to be, it's like a light years in between each other. But when you realize that the change between the money you have right now and the money you want later, the business you have right now and the business you want later, the family you have right now and the family you have later, any single area in your life, if you realize there's only a half a dozen is 12, half is 6, less than 6 majors in life that if you focus on, which is not, you can count them on one hand, one foot. What if there were just 5 things to do in your life to focus on that will make the biggest life change? What I love about understanding this is that we're all much closer to where we need to be than what we think. Way closer. But perhaps the majors are off. So let me define these first 5 today and just outline them. And I wonder, Jim Rohn poses in his audio, he poses this question. If you were to have your own list of 5 things to focus on to have a good life, what would those be? What would those be, right? Here's Jim Rohn's 5. And we're going to spend a lot of time diving into each one of these because this thing's awesome and it's crazy, right? 5 things. 5 things. Number 1, your philosophy. Your philosophy, which is what you know and what you choose to act on in life. Your subconscious thoughts, you can call it that, right? What do you actually believe? Philosophy is so important. Philosophy is the set of the sail. I'm not even going, gosh, we can go into that for so much. Philosophy, number 1. Number 2, attitude. Attitude. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you feel about what you know. It's how you feel about what you know, how you feel about other people, how you feel about yourself, to have a healthy attitude in life. Number 3, activity. Activity. Yeah, as I think about this and now in reflection, after studying this for over a decade and now studying new things as well too, you see commonalities because success leaves clues, right? There's philosophy, your conscious thoughts. There's feelings, your attitude, which is your subconscious thoughts, your emotions. And then there's activity, number 3, which is the action piece. There's the mind, there's the body, and then boom, you're taking action, right? What are you taking action on? You have to be able to do something. Life change does not come by itself. Life change comes with action, activity. Number 4 thing to focus on is your results. Your results. What's the purpose of learning and changing and doing? It's to get results. The numbers tell the whole story. And finally, a big missing piece, because many people in life focus on these first 4. Learn more, feel better about that, do more, result in more. But the final piece, I think this is where Jim Rohn really, really hits the nail on the head: lifestyle. Lifestyle. To be able to live life well, to be able to take everything that we have that's going on in our day-to-day, our craziness, our families, our finances, our business, and everything, and put it all together and live a certain way. To design a lifestyle, to weave your life like a tapestry, to live a life by design, not by default. These are all Jim Rohn quotes, but they're so powerful. And each and every single one of these 5 major pieces of the life puzzle, philosophy, attitude, activity, results, and lifestyle. If we focus on these 5 things, man, life is good. The challenge to succeed, it is going to be a challenge, but it's a worthwhile one. If you're going to go through life anyway, might as well succeed in it, right? Might as well. If we're in the struggle anyway. I think we've all realized the struggle is real. Life is struggle. It is there. So might as well live well through the struggle. Might as well succeed through that struggle. Might as well get and acquire and attain and become and do and experience as much as we can on this side of eternity while we have that. Okay. So with that, in our next sessions of Daily Wisdom, we're going to start to really dial into this. Once again, I encourage you, listen to Challenge to Succeed. Look it up. It's on YouTube. It's crazy. You don't have to pay $50, but it is super powerful. It is the best investment that you're ever going to make in your life. So excited about that. If this sounds interesting to you, like this, share this onto your feeds, tag someone in this. And if you have friends that you feel would be interested in coming in and joining in conversations like this, we have a live Zoom room. I love seeing our Zoomers every single morning. It's great to have you guys on. You can invite them to this as well too, so we can study together. But on that, let's go. Excited for tomorrow, actually, already, as we start to dive into this. But have an awesome day. Thanks for being on, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.